There we go. I'm too lazy to get my thing plugged in. Just hop on hero for the littlest bit on keyboard. Let's not do that. Delay though. Oops, I was on the wrong keys. What do I feel like messing around with?
Can't turn down a fan. We're gonna get you. Let's dance, darling.
Alright, let's see how foreign it feels to play on a keyboard now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
That's not the route. I see. How do you play this character? Oh wait. Wrong quarter circle. Whoops. Okie time. I don't get my ready piece. Okay. Does this count as double crumple? No. We do like a first to 3 and then just get into it. A couple more minutes before we actually start. Okay. Keyboard is in. That's the wrong heavy. I didn't get my super. Did I really not get my... Okay. That's weird. Okay, that has to be conversion, that's hilarious. I guess that would lose, huh? Did I use that? Oh, that's unfortunate. I DP. Okay, I can't do DPs on keyboard right now, apparently. Oh, I never changed the tags, did I? Oops. I forget there are different tags for Be Great and Get Great.
One more time.
This is not a turn.
It all depends on your skill.
Alright, we'll play one more and then get started. I didn't realize the second part also had sweet properties. Oh, that's the wrong one. My dome. Oh, I didn't get the reflector. I wanted to be fancy. Nope. Am I dead? Yeah. That's not right. Okay. Sorry, my friend, but we've got a show to run. Alright, we'll get the first matchup for this evening, which will be Shoes and Molly. Or not Molly. No, it is Molly. I'm... Brain. Alrighty. If I could type. Should make the lobby, that might help, huh? I can't do that yet. Gotta do it this order. There we go. You'd think I haven't done this before. We got J-Dog. Shoes. Give him a couple more minutes, if not, throw it up to an open lobby. Although I don't know how many people are in chat either. It's a slow weekend. A lot of people are going to be at Mix Masters and such. Not Mix Masters, Fight Back. Wrong event. So many SG tournaments. Easy to mix up. But do not see this gamer. Let's look at the Steam profile, see what's going on. Doesn't tell me if they're online. I don't think. It's been 3 minutes. I'll give them 2 more, and I'll put it up as an open lobby for like 2. And then I will just give a couple games myself playing some off characters and see what I can see what sort of advice I can provide. Because unfortunately, it is not looking promising at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Didn't they? They did sign up today. 'Tis weird. Alright, I think I will just hop in if that's the case. Just try and get things along, try and provide a little bit of advice. Bypass, beam, drill. Okay. I didn't ask for any specific advice. Let's.
We're gonna get you. Let's dance, darling.
Sure. There.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Power nap.
Air dash in. Full combo into burst bait. If you're in the corner, what do you do once it? Back off, give space, check projectiles by your assist. Makes sense. Air dash back in. How are you gonna fight your way out of the corner? These beams do start to get a little scary. Because, okay, so like, there, if you're gonna commit to the helicopter, honestly, I would probably just recommend up forward. Because you're still likely gonna get hit if you do it neutral jump, but if you super jump up forward and then helicopter, you will at least get yourself out of the corner. 2K beams, nice. Just be wary, it's a little bit predictable. You know to punish that? I could. Too far away. Very patient on defense. Granted, your character is also not the best for mashing. Tick throw. Good push block. Very good push block. We are very willing to hold our ground. Corner. Oh, that was not supposed to Oops. Okay. Patient in the corner, which I like, although I might want to see you fight a little bit more on the way out.
One more once.
So you see what else I kind of start seeing.
Let's do this in one take.
Val neutral is looking good and it's making sense. We are air dashing in a fair bit, especially with the jump medium punch, and you don't always need to approach. Conversion. Force me to block an assist. didn't quite layer pressure behind it. What is the combo? Good mix. I like that a lot, actually. Might be able to double jump out of it, but it's a good starting point. I got Ludwig, huh? Tick throw. Good. Oh. Block that in. Almost got the whole thing. Doing shadows in someone's face is very dangerous because it's not safe. Oh, that didn't continue. Like that. Yeah, and it's not even mashes. Oftentimes, people can just press jab or a crouching light and catch you for doing a shadow in their face. It obviously depends on the shadow and what you're doing it out of block from, but it's almost never actually your turn. So they're not the best blockers to have a resist them. Even though I do too. It's a bad habit. Very brave. It's a good blow. Being patient, hovering on the spaces. Valentine likes. That was a good punch. Oh wait, I already used that one. Would have definitely tried to find a way to get that character in there. Got the crush light. That's stupid.
One more time.
We're very comfortable kind of hovering in space and throwing projectiles, but we're not able to throw many hitboxes behind it. Val definitely feels like it's the closest. That's... So how are you gonna fight your way out of the corner here? That works. Good throw. The Rebel got a hit. Are you gonna opt to mix? Yes. Beam. You respect the DP, do we know? Good. Have to be very careful flying into a laser space like that. Good pack. Getting used to the tick throws. That's... thing JP yells at me a lot for Fuqua. You need to be really careful if you're running forward and throwing fireballs, because Fireball has a reasonable amount of recovery. So like neutral hopping or retreating makes them most oftentimes have to go through the fireball to get to you, whereas going forward, sometimes they can just get under you. Or catch you out before it even comes out. So it's a thing to be watching out for. We do jump a lot in neutral as well. Which, it's Valentine. So in this situation, if you want to save your character, you can go into Magnet and then Fireball. I was far enough away that I couldn't BFF, and the worst you're gonna take is maybe if I Fireball myself, but that honestly wouldn't work. So if you're wanting to save a character, usually one of the best ways to do it is find yourself a place to safely DHC into one of that character's DHCs. That's unfortunate. Good pickup. Unfortunate. Sometimes Quick Medium Punch does that. Okay, yeah, so things I'm noticing. Granted, these are some of the places where your characters are strong. You do like hovering in Like, well, you do like jumping in the air and hovering a lot. So it is a strong place for especially, oh, I mean, for all three of your characters, but especially Valentine and Fuqua because of the way they like to throw their projectiles. But they also have some pretty good grounded buttons. And so it was pretty standard. You kind of just hovered in a space, threw a projectile, and then you'd either up back away or you dash up and press a button. In the case of a Valentine, sometimes after your double jump, you would air dash in with jump medium punch. And so it's started getting a little same notey, where it's kind of like I can really know what to expect is coming next. And so when it comes to for Valentine, outside of like tossing and IADing and with jump medium punch, which is a good thing to catch people out occasionally, you can also see how they're approaching you around your projectiles, and then you have a couple really good air-to-air falling buttons. You notice they're gonna like try and dash under and then dash jump at you, and that's where you fall with jump light punch or jump heavy kick, and both of those will just win a lot of air-to-air interactions. And then after that hit, you get bypass combos, yada yada yada, you're in and you get to do your mix, which it seems like you have for all of your characters, which is very nice to see. You're recognizing when you can't kill and you're trying to implement practicing mix more into your game plan, which is exactly the right time to be doing it. For Robo, Robo's a weird character because while Beam is an impressive tool, it can also get called out for being used too much. So if you're automatically like doing TKM Beam into TKM Beam using jump cancel stuff and then landing, doing it again, sometimes that does buy some characters enough time to actually get in on you. And so you can start thinking about, am I beaming too much? What are the holes in this game plan? And again, if you want to swap it up, mix it up, you can dash forward throw, or dash forward sweep is a low throw that will catch some people off guard. You can hold your ground and stand heavy punch if you think people are gonna dash at you and like try and catch you in the air trying to beam. I mentioned it once. You would like super jump in the corner, just neutral jump and then jump heavy kick. And that is a really good tool if you go forward as well, because it actually just, you fly out of the corner at a really fast speed, and it's pretty hard for some people to catch you, barring them just hard calling you out for it. I do like how patient you are in the corner with all of your characters. You tend to up back, sometimes you crouched, and you would just wait to see how they would approach, how they would close space. And the next step to that is once you start feeling a little bit more comfy, and obviously the corner is always going to be a scary place, I'd recommend trying to throw in a couple of checks. So for Fuqua especially, you have Crouch Light is a really good button, especially if they're close, or if you think they're dashing up. 2 HP is a longer range button that can catch a lot of random things. It's a really quick poke. And you can get a conversion off of 2MP, M Love Dart into BFF if you're really quick with all of those inputs. Or just landing with spacing neutral buttons again. So for Fuqua, as you're about to land cancel, you can go for a jump heavy punch. For Valentine, jump heavy kick. Robo can kind of shut down that exact same space with jump heavy punch as well if she's landing, to just stuff anything else coming in. That sort of thing. So you're not just sitting here going, I need to keep myself safe, I'll be in the air so they can only strike throw me. You can also just make it harder for them to approach you. There was one final thing I think I wanted to talk about. Upbacking. Grounded a little bit more. Corner patience. Oh yeah, safe DHCs, especially with some of your characters. So at range, almost all of your characters will be fine. Obviously, this really depends on certain matchups because some supers like Car or Arm will punish a lot of things that other characters wouldn't be able to. But if you have like full screen, you can do ground scalpels into magnet to get robo, like a projectile super into magnet to get robo in. You can do, if you force them to block anything, you can go like beam into the Kua Fireball super. That's also safe unless they're point blank on you, and even if they're point blank on you, they need to know a specific punish, which you might not see all that much playing around your level. If you're curious, push block the first hit of the fireball when you're point blank will give you a PBGC punish, very similar to how Pillar Bikes gets punished. And stuff like that. So thinking about how to preserve your characters without just leaving them in until they die, because that was something that ended up happening a little bit. And it also helped you spend meter, because you were oftentimes a little bit choked for meter. And part of that was you just weren't getting the hits you wanted, so you weren't cashing out. But there are definitely points at times to spend meter to keep yourself safe or to mash on opponents. EKG isn't awful, but you also have two characters, I'm pretty sure, that can both convert off of it for Flatliner. And then for Fuqua, she has Drill. Drill can go into Fireball, and then after Fireball, Magnet might give you a conversion. If you're close enough to the corner, Fuqua does it on herself, converts on herself. Or by herself, sorry. And so just experimenting a little bit more things to be doing in neutral or in disadvantage with your meter, as well as just your buttons. Because you were very, definitely timid, which can be abused. That's unfortunate. Okay. Next one will also be an open lobby. But yeah, I think those are the main points I wanted to say for that. I do like some of the things I was saying. It's you were doing habits I'm happy with, and now you can just build on them. You're definitely past a lot of the early hurdles of you really need to work on stop doing this, and now you can kind of like add a little bit more thinking about what you're doing. And obviously, just playing the game more, getting more matchup knowledge, feeling out the things you like to do more will always help you just like complete your game plan, because it doesn't seem quite there yet. But that's what this is for. All right. Now we have an open lobby for these goobers. Give the open lobby just a little bit. If not, I will play these games as well. And I was considering hosting an open lobby afterwards, but I think it'll be better to just direct all the attention to Fightback, because they've got a pretty solid bracket going on currently. Give it 2 more minutes, so then we'll move along. I haven't thought about that song in a while. When did this come out? 2005. Yeesh. Jeez, sorry. A little bit of a slower day here for Get Great. Alrighty. I'll give you the same treatment. And it'll, again, probably be a little bit hard for me to fully vocalize my thoughts while I'm playing, but I'll give you another, like, post-set recap. So P. I'll play. Do I feel comfy getting through P zoning before Isa? Let's do this. See how this goes. I might need to swap to characters I'm slightly more familiar with. We'll see. Show me what you got. Backdash on the start. Pass. Teleport out of the corner. Alright, DP's this second. Very much like to use teleport. Or not teleport, an item. That's possibly overused. Throwing after the chicken block, going same side again. Get her in. This is painful. No. Fair enough. Spend the meter. We are progressing. Came in swinging. Understandable. You do that in the face. Wow, I did not see that. Oops. Timpani, there it is. Okay, we didn't match there. Ah, that jump light kick did not come out as I wanted it to.
This canary got my joints jumping.
And for the record, I would recommend probably playing more lame there than anything else, because I did not have much time to do all that much. There were 9 seconds left and I didn't even have the hit. That's... Okay. You are getting caught with your assist a little bit much. You're relying for them on defense. But I'm not doing a good job punishing them. Mash again. Okay. Kill the character. Do we tag out? Did the assist eat one of those hits? Is that what really just happened? She faced the wrong direction. I wanted that to teleport. You've come in pressing a button every time. I thought I had my double jump. Okay. Okie doke. I think I'll see if I can get through the zoning on these characters. If not, I might swap to Fortune. And show you a little bit more where some of your holes are. Because of how much you use M item, there's points and times where I really don't need to be worried about like much at all. What? 5. That's awkward. Didn't get my dash. I didn't get my basic. Oops. Didn't get out back, really. Whoops. Way more space. You can block there? I hate. Teleport has so much less recovery than I expected to always. I would not recommend teleporting there. I was waiting for it and tried to call it out. I just royally botched it. We'll do this just to show you a little bit more some of the stuff I'm talking about. But I'm definitely noticing you really like pressing. You're relying somewhat heavily on down back plus assist for defense. Like there. And pretty reliant on teleport to get yourself out of the corner. And so like here for M item, I didn't really need to respect all that much. And there goes your meter. They're dashing in, okay. Good job. Cancel that and go. Alright. Incoming company again. Pressing a button on incoming again. So, like, there is a point to mashing. It is not just to not have to play defense. It is to start kind of the whole I know you're gonna respect me thing. And then you abuse that respect. To buy yourself space. Lose here, but you get no conversion. Oops. There's the teleport. There it is. Oops. Yes. Didn't beat it properly. For the record, there you can just Timpani and it will win. I was blocking things. Okay, but yeah, so I'm not gonna say your game plan is not strong, especially because it's P. I will say it's incredibly predictable, which anything predictable in this game will get exploited. So the way your zoning pattern was like, I mean, you were doing normal P zoning pattern things, but you were holding item drop until they were in M item drop range. The issue with that is then you have so much larger holes in your full screen zoning pattern. And so it's the way like full screen zoning interactions work for P is basically you know more or less what to expect. You just have to react to where they throw the H item drop. And so where the H item drop goes changes the holes they're finding. And so as a P player, it's your job to see what holes they're finding, and then where do I put the H item to then close up those and force them to find something new. Alongside occasionally like changing it up with L George or doing L George Boxcar George. Like those are small things, but the main point of control you have about how they interact with things is your item drop. And the fact that when you used H item drop full screen, I think was always more or less the same spot. Otherwise, you just held it until you knew M item would prevent them from getting at you closer. But not using it at all made it really easy for me to get in a whole lot closer. For P, when you're panicking in the corner, if you had assist step down back called DP assist, you did punch move, you did M-bang on its own, or you teleported out, all of which can get exploited pretty reasonably. I don't know. Well, you'll see as we start going towards the end, I'm calling out when you're going to teleport. And I definitely miss some punishes, but it starts getting predictable. And you will get caught more and more for it, especially the longer the set goes on. So I'd encourage you to try and think of other ways to get yourself out of the corner. P has some really, really strong tools to get herself out. She can buy herself time, like just if you were watching the last set, like you don't need to force yourself out of the corner immediately. You can hold your ground and then pick and choose your battles. So, for example, when I was talking about last set, the just neutral jumping, seeing what's happening, that's really strong for P especially because she has jump heavy punch, which is a really good disjoint that comes out relatively fast. Avery can prevent anyone from coming in from over her, so you know they're going to come in on the ground and they're on a time limit, because if they run into Avery, it's going to be your turn. Or so they either have to run in, catch you, or have something spaced where Avery won't touch them. And then you can know what's coming based on that. You have jump medium kick, which will stuff approaches because it just comes out on the ground. If you time it right when you see them call an assist, you can shut the assist down before it even happens. That's a very strong tool to just buy time and bail while you're in the air. You have sweep into bang, which is very similar to you just using bang. You have sweep into L George, which you then turn into a frame trap by choosing whichever bomb you want to throw it afterwards, as well as you can do it plus assist, and then start getting into all sorts of wacky shenanigans. You have a lot of options that are all incredibly strong. Some of them are very not committal, and instead you're choosing a small selection of those that are, I'm not going to say easy to punish, because as you saw, I definitely flubbed some of the teleport callouts, but it's predictable to punish. For Annie, I mean, you were doing pretty normal Annie things. You really liked approaching mostly with air dash jump medium punch, which is reasonable, but I would encourage you to try a little bit more grounded of an approach. She has some really good long-reaching lows. She has some just good pokes. Even if they're mid, they come out really fast and can catch people trying to close down space and get on you. You can... I don't know if I saw you ever in an opportunity to 2LP, but like she has some really strong grounded options as well. And you play her somewhat linearly. And so again, it's kind of just explore more of your options for her. And then for band, the most I remember from your band is you kind of wait for them to run at you, and then you just hope they run into your beat extend. And that could be disingenuous to how you play the character. I genuinely just don't fully remember how they were going. But on that point, you are, like, I would definitely say, I would argue you're well past the point where mashing is beneficial. And what I mean by that is you mash too much to the point where it becomes predictable and incredibly exploitable. And so toning it down a little bit, and then this will go back into what I was talking about, how mashing as a part of defense is about the respect and time it buys you. If you do it enough, there will always be the rock, paper, scissors aspect of the game of, you know, I'm a masher. Will I mash here or not? And that buys you times where you can go, okay, I'm pretty sure they're not going to press something here, or they're going to press one of very limited options, say to safe jump you. And because of that, it then buys you so much more time, or the ability to just say, I will block the safe jump. Like, for example, it's versus a Bayo who really likes to do heavy knockdown safe jump. It's like, they know I mash a lot, so they're going to do a safe jump here. Therefore, it's a high, I get to push block them out, and then I get to fight for space afterwards and play my game. And so it's... mashing is not just a get off me tool, it's a... it works to limit their offense. And so any time you don't mash but still buy yourself space is the real win mashing gives you. That's how I look at mashing in this game. It's like it's always a nice bonus to get the combo afterwards and get them off you, but showing them that you're willing to be a lunatic and put yourself at risk will always be in the back of their mental stack, and lets you make them be a little bit more predictable, which will always help you. Yeah, and so it's definitely encourage you to try and not always come in swinging on incoming. Like, so again, I was always expecting you coming in, especially if it's banned, you were doing timpani. If you were coming in Annie, you were doing jump medium punch. Part of that was because for like Annie, I know my setups weren't looking like they were gonna be meaty, so you felt like you could come in swinging. But there's stuff like that where it's I could reliably count on you probably pressing something and likely getting counter hit. And if it's that bad, I would probably suggest you tone it down. But I think those were my main points. Kind of went through each character. If you have any specific questions, please ask me. And if anything comes up later, ping me with preferably a timestamp if it's something specific in the video, and I'll gladly address it later. But outside of that, methinks that is all for the evening. Also, welcome, Lynx. I apologize I didn't say anything earlier. Glad you decided to stop by. On that note, oh, that's not where I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to here. And I think I'm gonna throw y'all at Munoz, so y'all get to see some more SG gameplay and honestly some pretty high level. There's a lot of good players showing up today. So we'll be rating in 5 seconds. Hope y'all have a good evening, and we'll see y'all Wednesday or next Saturday. Take care.